Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
President Barack Obama's State of the Union was clearly directed by the District of Criminals' belief that the majority of Americans are misinformed, gullible, tax-paying idiots. Obama played to the corporacratic millionaires club, peppered with a Syrian refugee and anti-gay marriage activist Kim Davis. This was propaganda theater of the highest order, replete with a Hollywood-style pre-show to fuel Obama's mountain of lies. The largest deception aimed at the declining viewership that actually tuned in was Obama's skewing of the state of the economy, something real Americans know far too well.
We're in the middle of the longest streak of private sector job creation in history. More than 14 million new jobs, the strongest 2 years of job growth since the 1990s, an unemployment rate cut in half.
Here's what Obama's not telling you. Not only are 17% of U.S. jobs now held by immigrant workers, but the average U.S. stock is already down over 20% this year, and the global economy is flirting with severe recession. In fact, the Royal Bank of Scotland even warned its clients to sell everything and exit the stock market as soon as possible. Even Obama's controller, George Soros, says the sky is falling. Perhaps what better reason than this to tell the American people it isn't? Obama's claim that 900,000 manufacturing jobs were created in his past 6 years twisted the fact that manufacturing jobs have actually diminished by 230,000. Obama claimed he cut the unemployment rate in half. He is measuring the fudged 5% unemployment rate by the dismal 10% unemployment rate he was responsible for in October of 2009. As more jobs go overseas and the labor arena shrinks back here at home and baby boomers retire, nearly 95 million Americans are not in the workforce. 35.4% of the country is on welfare, 38.8% of which are white and 39.8% which are black, while 62% of working Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. Another blatant lie was Obama's insistence that he attends his intelligence briefings every morning.
Now, as someone who begins every day with an intelligence briefing, I know this is a dangerous time. But that's not primarily because of some looming superpower out there, and it's certainly not because of diminished American strength.
Breitbart reported during his first 1,225 days in office, Obama attended his presidential daily briefing just 536 times, or 43.8% of the time. During 2011 and his first half of 2012, his attendance became even less frequent, falling to just over 38%. By contrast, Obama's predecessor, George W. Bush, almost never missed his daily intelligence briefings. The Government Accountability Institute report revealed that President Barack Obama attended only 42.1% of his daily intelligence briefings. Obama appears to be speaking of an entirely separate intelligence briefing, as a leaked 2012 Pentagon document revealed the U.S. and other NATO nations deliberately backed al-Qaeda in Iraq, which morphed into ISIS, and other Islamic extremist groups to overthrow Syrian President Bashir al-Assad.
Nearly 18 million people have gained coverage so far, and in the process, healthcare inflation has slowed, and our businesses have created jobs every single month since it became law.
In reality, however, Obamacare is killing the economy, forcing businesses to cut back on hiring full-time employees because the law requires firms with 50 or more full-time workers to offer them affordable health insurance or pay a fine of $2,000 to $3,000 a worker, while the average taxpayer will be subjected to an incremental annual fine for not signing up for Obama's flagrant, unconstitutional healthcare disaster. And if that arrogant display of power wasn't enough, Americans were quickly reassured of Obama's unyielding abuse of power the morning after his State of the Union address by White House Chief of Staff Dennis McDonough, who said, "We'll do audacious executive action over the course of the rest of the year. I'm confident of that." more lies, and unconstitutional executive orders. Could you expect anything less from a Manchurian candidate that rose to become a New World Order puppet? John Bound for Infowars.com.
Another GOP debate is upon us.
When you had the World Trade Center go, people were put into planes that were friends, family, and they were sent back. They knew what was going on. They went home and they wanted to watch their boyfriends on television.
Who else would come back like that at the Bushes and the Clintons calling them criminals?
And
this
the
is
Saudis.
amazing. You guys, go back to your live feeds.
You see, we don't have rights in America. Only the people who are outside of this country have a right. The only right that anybody has is to come live in America, presumably to live off of us if that's what they choose. They can come live off of us. They can come create war in our country. That's their right. But people in America don't have rights.
The first and most important priority of the President of the United States is to protect the safety and security of America.
No, it isn't. You're disqualified. You have an oath to the Constitution, and the oath to the Constitution says, and the Declaration of Independence says, you are created to protect our freedoms.
Right.
Not to keep us safe. They didn't want safety. They wouldn't have rebelled against the strongest government in the world if their first priority was safety. Their first priority was liberty. They created a government to protect that. I'm sick of these people.
If we want to defend the country, we have to defend against who's coming in. And Marco has more of an allegiance to Chuck Schumer and to the liberals than he does to conservative policy.
Do you really think that Republicans have fueled the rise of ISIS?
Yeah, where's she been? Who is she?
The allies of ISIS, the Islamic rebels against Assad, that we created a safe space or made that space bigger for ISIS to grow.
We know what's going on. We know these guys are running ISIS. And when they talk about shutting down freedom of speech, he just repeated the exact same stuff he said in his speech. Even talking about how you don't refer to these people as masterminds, he knows precisely what he's saying. These are a bunch of Morlocks, and the American people are a bunch of Eloi. When they talk about serving America, you're on the menu.
Join Infowars January 14th, starting at 7 p.m. Central for another episode of Political Science Theater 3K.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, you can get 6 months free at prisonplanet.tv, but only for 1 more week. Next Monday, the special that only comes around once a year ends. In fact, we've never offered 6 months free before, but I really want to get more people to join and to be able to watch the nightly news, to see the live reports we do, the special reports, all my films, ebooks, and so much more. One person can share their membership with 20 people, and you are funding the absolute very leading edge, the vanguard of the resistance to the globalist operation on every front. We have to have our own platform that is harder for them to censor, harder for the system to shut down. Prisonplanet.tv. We put out the daily radio show free with the video and audio feeds at Infowars.com/show. But it is the members that get the nightly news exclusively and first, and the commercial-free video podcasts and audio podcasts that are paying it forward and financing and helping so many other people see the truth when we put the videos on Facebook, YouTube, and it's prisonplanet.tv that finances so much of the cameras, the equipment, the crew, the reporters. You are becoming a prisonplanet.tv member. You get exclusive HD, higher quality, get it first, and then you can download it, share it with friends and family, share your passcode with them, your username. It's a win-win, and then you're helping finance to put it out for free to everybody. Prisonplanet.tv.